ya! Life was 50 points off the track, baby.
In Japan, where the sun will always shine, traditions collide with the future's line. Through city streets and temples high, find your story beneath the sky. Waves scratch, pumping out your sense, harmony flows to the best of lands. In the neon glow, there is best, the culture rich, where reason sense in the morn of grace. We'll dance the night with every star, a guiding light. In Japan, where the sun will always shine, traditions collide with the future's line. The cherry lanes and
Well, I just sort of got myself in a little valve already.
near the moonlit nights.
Alright, give me quite a second, guys. Alright, there we go. Alright. Well, I wanted to really come out and share with you guys today that we had officially driven down into Mexico, and we're gonna probably drive a little bit more, but we still have not gotten the 1.56 yet for Beyond support. But I could easily just uninhabitably remove it. Nothing there. Now we're gonna go to truck services. We got international for it. And then we got international day cab as well. But we have the company. Go to Garage Manager. Okay. Now, in order to full configuration. Okay. The full configuration is gonna cost us $84 to fully configure it. But I think we can yeah, and then Pearl. I am not gonna change much on anything, truly. Um, no. Pretty much we're going to give this the upgrade it needs. And then because we have that, and now we will work on upgrading the engine type later. But we need the recruitment agency. Actually, okay, Thomas. Alright. Okay. Let's get ourselves driving. I am just gonna tell you we're not gonna drive for too long. For this portion. But we are gonna get to places. Because that's the point in all of this. Is we're now sitting down here in the yep. Thank you. Okay. I know where it's telling me to go, but I wanted to see if we got anything here. Um. Yeah, no, I'm gonna just stick with the one that I was planning on picking up because we need more. Actually, let's go to cargo market. Hold on. I am going to still look at this. Like, we do have it. That's going down that way. To Albuquerque. Uh, um, I actually think we will take the. You know what? I know we were gonna go grab that one, but I think we'll grab a smaller run for today. Um, Actually, no, it's not this one. Hold on. No. We'll take one. We'll take a look. We're here at a couple of these spots. That's also 2 hours to there. That's table. That's 11-hour trip time. I don't have 11-hour trip time. See, hour trip time. Granada. You know what? Right here, we're gonna take it. I think we'll take this one because we need the cash and 11-hour trip time. I really don't have time for this one. But thanks, Blanket Hugs, for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. But we'll get to places. We'll get to places and stuff. You know, one of the things that we will be getting ourselves going and getting ourselves moving to is we'll actually be taking ourselves and we are somebody that's around here that if you don't like what we talk about around here, you guys can leave. I am not going to force you to stay, but but the one thing that I will tell you is today is that if I get this ship done by 6 o'clock, then I will not be on again. Probably I won't be on again till 8:39 at the most. I thought it was yellow for a second, but it's actually green. Like, I can tell when I not look, like, I can tell, yeah. I can tell when it's green. I just, like, it takes me a second to realize that, to realize on some things. But one of the things that I wanted to really share and really share with you guys is that the thing is what we talk around here, and I will say this every stream because what we talk around here on everything will be political content and things. So if you don't want to see things like that, you don't want to see it at all, just please leave. Um, because I'm not gonna sit here and bother you guys. I'm not gonna sit here and um do that if you are not willing to come in and actually talk about politics, because that's what we do. You may not like what we do. You may not like what I do and what I say around here, but one of the things that I'll tell you is that the things that come through into a lot of stuff within the last basically last little bit. Now some of these things may be late. I may be late to the party. Okay. On some of these things, but that's okay. I'm not here to. I'm not always gonna say the things all the time, but today we did literally had a government shutdown yesterday. Now, for any of you who said, "Oh, it's the Democrats' fault," it's the Democrats, bullcrap. The Republican Party had every right to listen to the Democrats and every right to listen to them and actually fight and actually allow for what needed to be done. Freaking red light violation. Shut up. I was turning right on red. And I didn't even count it. Ugh. But one of the things that I will easily tell you is that you can have these things for you can have your own beliefs, but when it comes to a lot of things, there's only like 5 things that I will never budge on, and I know that I will never fudge on anything or budge on any policy. And the one will always be LGBTQ. If you're going to be somebody that votes against the LGBTQ community, fighting against us, and if any point I'm not gonna vote for you, you'll just be right then and there, dead beat. If there's nobody there that I look at these candidates, I will look at finding ways to start running then, if that becomes the case. Do we have any gas stations nearby? That's the only spot, but that's not even... Yeah, we're gonna run out of gas before we even make it. I didn't even... Yeah, we would have gone... Hey, we'll see. Here's what I'm going to do. We're going to load game. Load game. We'll load this up. Thanks Gavin William and thanks 5Con for joining. There's only 5 things that I will not budge, and most all of these things are democratically held. And I'm not gonna budge on the LGBTQ issue. I'm not gonna budge on healthcare. Like if I'm not gonna budge on it. Like if you want to give people healthcare, you need to give them healthcare. You need to give them that healthcare. You need to give them. I don't care. I'm telling you, I'm somebody that does not care about the healthcare of anybody. Is not right. It's not what I'm going to tell you. It's like I care about the healthcare for all who are citizens of this country, but yet there's going to be times, people, there are going to be times where there are going to be... Okay, hold on. Do we have a job? Okay, we do. Where those are the things I will not budge. Some other things that I will not budge on. And I will not fully budge on. Mainly those are the 2 big ones, but I'll also not fudge on green energy. I will not fudge on it. I will not change my views. Like if you're going to be somebody that's going against green energy, like budge off. Like get out, because I'm not going to sit here and like we can debate on clean energy all we want. Here's what I'm going to do. And then what I'm going to do is then we'll... See, this right here could have been an ease. Like, if there's no thing here, you could have just added this as a resting spot for trucks. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm somebody that's not going to budge on. And then the other two that I'm not gonna budge on is I'm also not gonna budge on the uh on there was on the LGBTQ, like I said, LGBTQ, healthcare, green energy, and I'm not gonna budge on my safety policies. I'll not budge on the the Kids Online Safety Act, the thing going against it. I will not budge on that because I'm sorry that yes, you might want to have your kids, but you're being lazy. You are being lazy as a parent for it, and that's the big thing, is if you're gonna be lazy about your kids, and you're gonna be lazy about it, and not wanting to protect your kid from having access to it, then why have a child anyway? Anyway, if you want your child to watch it, let your child watch it, and you don't care, you want to have unfettered access, you don't care about what's going on. Then that's okay. I'm not gonna complain on it because there's a couple things like kids like I'm gonna tell you, it's like I know first at hand that kids are gonna find ways to have access. They're gonna find the way to get access to it. No one mechanism is gonna be safe because there's always going to be something. There's always gonna be something on all of this that you aren't really saving kids' lives. You aren't really preventing kids from having access. As long as a parent has access to it, as long as a parent has access to it, dude, I'm not gonna sit there and believe everything that's being done because on the protection of children. Like, you want to protect children. There's a lot of ways you can protect the children, you know, and they aren't willing to do that. I am literally Yeah, I'm gonna follow this path because I'm already here and I can cross this way, but it's like there you have no safety in the keeping children safe when you have not willing to keep safe of gun access. They like parents don't have the safety. It's like you have open carry. You are absolutely willing to to allow for that somebody can just snatch that gun off of you and start killing you with it. It's like there's a lot of things that you have to really think about the safety for it, and they don't think about it. Nobody thinks about the safetiness, and nobody thinks about the safety for any life. There's probably a secret path. There's probably a secret path going that way, but I'm just gonna follow the this, but and I'm gonna tell you, like, I am somebody that is very uh that's okay. What? Okay, it does not show up on the map though. Which is weird. It is weird, so but yeah, and this government shutdown pretty much basically solidified that the Republicans do not care about health care. They basically said, oh, the immigrants are getting on these health care. Like, give me a break. Find me an evidence. Find me the proof. Find me the truth, and bring me evidence that this is happening. Absolutely, bring me the evidence. Bring me where this is going on and where it's happening. And if you can only bring me evidence saying that it's only happening in a blue state, I want a red state too. I want everywhere, because you aren't really standing up to protecting you aren't really showing that you are willing to protect America. You aren't willing to show that you aren't willing to take care and say that you love your neighbor and love those who are foreign even. You know, you don't care about anybody. Like it's in the Bible. Like it talks to like there's a lot of times in the Bible where it talks about loving the alien, the foreigner, loving individuals. A lot more times than it shows hate. And that's what we need to be focused on. And that's the thing that I always look into is like, are you really out there willing to protect Americans? Are you out there willing to protect them? And if you say you are, then why are you taking away immigrants that are working on trying to get their visa? Why are you trying to take away people who are literal citizens? Who are literal citizens of America? Why are you destroying families? Why are you taking away a family's life, families' lives? Disrupting family. You are not with God when you disrupt family. When you are willing to cater to disrupting family, when you are willingness to cater to those things, those are the things that really bother me the most. Is when you decide to take away that life from family and take away people and destroy humanity by doing these ice raids and things. You aren't with family. You are not a Christian. By this standard, you can claim that you're a Christian, but then you aren't a Christian when you are not looking in the Bible and talking about loving your neighbor, loving those people around you. And your neighbor, and if you think about it, neighbor can mean many different things. Your neighbor is loving Mexico, loving Canada, but you are not. If you are loving and taking care of your neighbor, then you have to love and take care of Canada and take care of Mexico. You know, you can say that your neighbor to the north and your neighbor to the south. But what about your neighbor to the east? I mean, to the west. What about that? Your neighbor to the west is west, and that is pretty much Russia. Well, not literally. There's that because of Alaska, but you also got Japan on the west. And you're not really taking and caring and loving that. And trust me, you're not willing to spend your time. You gotta be willing to spend your time and actually looking at taking care. And you gotta say you want to take care of Russia, but you aren't really taking care of Russia. Because I'll tell you, like, Russia's not somebody I would want to take care. I want to take care of them. I want to take care of the people who are falling ill and praying ill to Putin, praying ill to evil, you know. And there's a lot of people that are leaving Russia because of the policies and the regime that's going on over there. There are a lot of people that have better lives, that will have better lives outside of Russia. There are people that will have better lives outside of, that have better lives outside. There are literal Americans having better lives outside of America. And there are a lot of people who are having better lives here in America because of their home country is not the best. And if you want to talk about, what about the people that are leaving America? What are the people that aren't here, that aren't an American citizen? That were born and raised in America first, and left and denounced their U.S. citizenship. What about them? Why did they leave? What made them leave? And you have to think about it. If some people left because if Harris was going to be in office, you were going to leave, then what's going to stop you from getting yourself into trouble for that in that country because you don't understand? It's like why aren't you going to be willing to figure these things out? And then why, and this whole thing about this shutdown basically shut down because all but one Republican voted yes on this. You know, if I was a Republican, I would basically say even if I was a lot of the things I would say I'm LGBTQ. I'm going to protect the LGBTQ community. I'm going to be that Republican that shows to love and care for each other, instead of and be willing, like, basically like as that. But I'm not a Republican because a lot of the values I align with are democratic, and a lot of those things that I value is cleaner energy, having a mix of clean energy and other energy sources, um, and willing to have multiple sorry, I had to plug my phone in. And willing to have multiple places to keep the support and support of all life. I'm somebody that's willing to stand up and protect the innocent people that are involved in all of this. I'm here to make sure that we have, Donald Trump basically says, oh, reducing, he basically is using tariffs as a lie. And it's one of those things where, the tariffs don't pay for paid for by countries. Countries will never pay for it. And um it's why I am somebody that supports Ukraine and supports, you know, Israel. Like, the thing is going through between the two. I'm supporting Hamas. I don't support Hamas. I don't support Israel, but I support the Palestinians, and I wish that they would just get the statehood. It's like this whole thing's been going on for years upon years. This isn't just. Do we have an accident up there? Because if that's the case, I'm gonna have to start moving. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have. There's an accident up there. I need to get time sensitive and get ourselves out and moving. That's the only time I do it because the AI in this game, like sometimes we'll have like random accidents just appear out of nowhere, and I have to get around them. But it just happens. But I also want to come in and share that, you know, that there's nothing that you can prevent what somebody you cannot always change what belief you have. And look, I will tell you, like, I may never be able to change somebody's mind on LGBTQ because, you know, it's one of those things where politically you don't, but politically, guess what? That's the whole point. Is the thing is like, if you say that you don't support the say that you support somebody who is trans, but then um you only support that person, but then you don't support anybody else having those rights, or you say that you don't want somebody being taken away, but you don't care about, but you want it gone politically, well, and you don't care about, well, then guess what? That is pretty much basically, if you want to care about trans people, you care about them by allowing, by not absolutely supporting somebody that's going to be willing to take away somebody like that. And to do it is like in Texas, it's like they basically increased the bathroom law from $25 to $125,000 now for having that, and basically the places get fined for it. There are places out there trying to eradicate trans people from using the right bathrooms. These all these things that they're even trying to, with this shutdown, they wanted to take away the care for the LGBTQ community. Basically said we're not going to fund it if, and it's like, and just because they snuck, just because they wanted it snuck into it, it's like, no, I am, these are people that if you vote for somebody that does not support the LGBTQ community in any way, shape, or form, then they are not somebody that is going to be willing to protect and keeping people alive. You know, I am somebody out there that you know, they're wanting to get rid of marriage equality. They want to get rid of they want to be able to get rid of basically having same-sex marriage. They want to take that away, and it does not bother me when a same-sex couple, or if it bothers you that a same-sex couple kisses, but it doesn't bother you that a straight couple kiss, then you have something deeply wrong. Because if you if you don't like seeing kissing at all in general, then okay, that's a different story. That's a different story. It just means that you don't want to see it out in public at all, don't want to see public affection out at all, and that's different than you having that saying that, oh, I don't care if a straight couple goes on with that. But if a straight couple's allowed, then, you know, then a gay and lesbian couple should be able to do it. I don't care. If you are somebody that you don't agree with that, then you are somebody that's deeply troubled. It doesn't bother me when I see somebody kiss, to be honest. It's more of those things that do what makes me more, well, what I really find appalling is people who go out and play games like Grand Theft Auto, or games that are absolutely more becoming a criminal. A game where it allows you to become a criminal is a game I don't play. Now that doesn't mean that I don't mind playing Call of Duty. That doesn't mean I don't mind playing violent video games. It's just where I don't want to play games where I'm going to become criminal and completely become criminal. It's like I play Battle Royale in Fortnite. Does it bother me? No. Because what it is you're not really killing somebody. you're absolutely just basically, it's basically like kind of like paintball, in the sense of, you know, you get painted, you're out kind of thing. It's kind of basically where the player's not really dead, they just basically go and teleport out. It's not, and that's different than saying, well, Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto, on the other hand, you have things where you are going stealing banks, stealing cars, and doing things like that, where, as in true crime, it's a little bit different. But still, I don't play game, I don't really... I don't really go out and look for things like that, because, to be honest, you know, I don't go out and actively play those games. But that doesn't mean that I don't play M-rated games, doesn't mean I don't watch M-rated R-rated movies, or things like that. It's just most of the time, I tend to try not to listen to a lot of, uh, um, uh, swearing, but I can't. Sometimes it's really difficult these days. It's a lot harder to get away from people, from things. But I will be honest. Like, I try not to. I try not to listen to that as an entirety of what is going on with that vehicle there. Like, seriously. But it's like, one of the things that I will always will tell you is, don't believe everything that's being said through what you hear and all of this. But in lighter news, guys, Virginia could potentially get rid of their marriage ban. And that's actually a fantastic thing. Getting rid of their same-sex marriage ban is gonna be a real good thing if Virginians can actually get it done and actually vote on it and actually repeal that, which means they can be able to get married in Virginia and not have to worry about being taken out or put into jail because they're a couple. Now, of course, if the federal government decides that they're going to take Obergefell v. Hodges out, and then they start saying, we're going to do that based on, but they're going to push it further than what it actually is done, then that's not a good thing. That's not something I want to see done, because I want to see people being able to, I want everybody to be able to have their rights. The right to exist, the right to choose their own decisions. Like, yeah, maybe going against, COD driver, personally, any truck is going to work in this game. It depends. Are you at max level? leveling game? Do you have everything unlocked? Because if you have everything unlocked in this game, you'll be fine. You can pick whatever truck, and you don't have to, and look, you do not have, in this game, you do not have to have, in this game, you do not have to have, the truck I'm using. You can use whatever truck you want. You don't have to stick to one truck. You can have multiple trucks. You can pick a you can pick your truck however you want. And you do not have to worry what you pick. Your truck, basically, all you want to do is, do you want to... First off, you always have to look at yourself and say, what do I want to haul? Do I really want to haul box trailers? Do I really want to haul and you have to think about it, because in a game like this, and I'm also going to tell you, if you happen to have the base game of this, you can install some of these mods that I do use. You do not, like, I use more California than I use Reforma's Sierra Nevada. Okay, you can install some of these things. You just have to be looking out for DLC and stuff. You don't need to have all the DLC. Like, I'm missing 6 DLC, and I'm driving here in Mexico right now. So you don't need to have every stinking DLC in the game to have mods, to brighten up your load, to create a vehicle. It's basically, you just have it maxed out, get your vehicle maxed out, make sure that there's two things. Make sure that you have the highest speed. Your highest transmission should be, like in this one, I have it at 18, and at the highest speed it's 605 miles per hour in my international. And I'm able to mostly drive everywhere. I have drived uphill, I've drived everywhere in this game, so you can use whatever truck you want. Now, if you're talking about your truck, that's a little bit different if you're playing ProMods. And you're then going to want to have a Volvo, and you're going to want to go with that for Iceland, to be precisely. You're going to want to make sure that you're having the over 700 miles per hour and the best transmission you can. Having the Scanias in Europe over there, and having the there's another one that you can use, and I can't think of the name right off the top of my head right now. That you can run. There's two types of trucks that you can run up there, but you want to make sure that you have the max amount. If you're gonna run, do not run a Mercedes-Benz in ProMods Iceland, because you're not going to be able to make it all the way up to the top end in getting into Greaseland. You're not going to be able to make it, because your truck's going to stall. Right at the tip top of that mountain, your truck's going to stall, being able to get up to Greenland. Ah, foobar. But that's basically what you just look at is are you gonna haul regular cargo? If you're just starting out, you can pick whatever truck you want. You're gonna still have to figure this out. You're still gonna have to make it. But what you can do is look at the trucks, look at the truck itself, figure out which do I want to go to the Truck Explorer and find out. You don't need to build a truck like mine, and build it the way you want to build it. Don't rely on a lot of things. If you want realism, you want to take away this, take away the that over there. You can install some mods that get you some things here. Use the SL Mega Pack from the Steam Workshop. Like, I have it installed. I have it from the Steam Workshop, but because it works, it's just one of those things that's absolutely fantastic to use in a game like this. You know, mods. Like, I have a whole bunch of mods that, you know, more cities in Oklahoma. Like, if you have all the DLCs, go use GMC Community and just download the recommended on a 1.55. You'll get everything you ever wanted, everything that you dream of. If you have a game like this and you have the Ultimate Edition, or you just have the base game, you can download Reforma, download More California, or the Reforma Sierra Nevada, and ProMods. If you got Washington and Oregon, you only have to have very little DLC in order to have a lot of stuff to come into this game. Now, I'm pretty sure once ProMods kind of gets into where you need to utilize it in another area, you might have to start thinking about saving up for more DLC. But that's up to you. This game does wonders, and I'm going to show you guys what I use, but I'm waiting for a map that I use that I need to wait for on the upgraded portion in the game, where I want to wait on getting one of my mods updated to 1.56. You know, and one of those mods does remove a lot of island traffic. If you are somebody that really loves this game and you know that loves this, you can do a lot with it. It's like Europe. It's like, yeah, you can go with ProMods, but I guarantee you can probably look up map mods and find out what you have for your game and say, do I have this? Am I missing anything? If I'm missing nothing and I have everything, go download ProMods. ProMods is the only one that requires all of the maps in the base game in your truck to be able to play with that one. And I do. That's why I haven't bought anything here, because I don't need to go and upgrade. Like, as soon as my mods require me to have certain as soon as the game requires me to have certain DLC, my map mods that I use to have certain DLC, then I will. And then I will. So that's the easy way to think about a game like this. There are some where you can upgrade to, if you happen to have the, if you happen to have Project Arizona, and you happen to have the Project Arizona one, you can do a couple of things within it. First, if you're on 1.56 and that's all you want, if you want a lot of things, you can go and check. Just keep your mind on thinking about it. And if you want to have building a truck, you don't need me to build you a truck. Build it to your liking. Make it feel like what you want. You know, there are portions within a game like this that you can create and have fun by just getting a few mods, getting a few things to deck out your truck. Get these things. Go use, like, I don't use, to be honest guys, like, I don't use allmods.net or whatever. I don't use these mod services. I pretty much use the Steam Workshop for skins and stuff. Like, go look there and find skins that you like. Figure out a truck that you want to use. I'm using the International Lone Star. But my favorite one I like is the old the International 9900i. 9900i. That's my favorite international. That's my favorite truck right now in the game. You know, there's like I haven't looked at all the other trucks to see what looks really old style. That looks like an old style truck that I really like. And if you're doing something like that, basically all you have to do is just go with the max amount of speed that you can. Go with the max amount of speed that you can. In a game like this, if you're going to be hauling heavy cargo, that's the thing you're going to do, is you want to make sure that your truck can handle. If your truck cannot handle that job, it's time for maybe you need to think about upgrading it. If you can, if you're haven't leveled up yet in your game, then you're going to have to start take out a loan. If you don't have the money, take out a loan and you'll be able to pay it off. If you start thinking about going price per distance or going with the max amount of money for the time being, you can pay it. You can get things. You can pay your debts off. It's really, really not that hard. Get a loan, pay it off. I don't have any loans right now. I don't need loans to survive now. I have three garages and a few places that's going to work out well. And so that's the best thing you can do. You don't need to rely on that. And if you are somebody that gets into games like this, you know, it's always a great place to check out the Steam sale. There's a Steam sale going on. I think what it's gonna be is I'm actually going to go out and actually go through and not be logged in, of course. I'm gonna use the website to show you guys that what you can do is, you know, we have all the maps, we have everything available to you, and I'm going to do it through the sale and tell you, hey, you know, if you're on a sale right now and want to play this game on a cheap end, I'm going to do it tonight. I am pretty much going to not finish up this job here because for you guys, because it's it is literally 1 minute till 6 and I need to go make some supper. And so it's one of those things where that's what I'm going to do. But when I get off here, we will finish this later, but I'm going to record for you guys how to actually get how to get the games, how to get these mods fully installed, but also show you guys the sale and showing you guys what's the best map mods, what are the best things you can do to get right now if you're on a tight budget. Like if you have $5 right now, you're probably like, you're going to be okay just buying the base game. If you have $5 lying around, you'll be fine. And I'll show you what you can utilize, what you can run that's just going to help you get into places. If you have more, you're gonna be okay. You know, we will you know, we will do things that you may say that you don't have. Have a lot. So, but the last thing I do wanted to really say is in this one, is like, I'm gonna keep driving until I'm done talking about this one, is the Xbox. Now this one is the Xbox Game Pass has now been increased to $30, respectively. Everything $10. I'm not gonna, like, if I was somebody that spent $30 a month, that's 320. That's 300 at least. That's $360 a year that you're wasting. You're wasting $360 on it. You might as well, if you're a console gamer, you might as well dump the Xbox. Might as well dump it and just go get a PlayStation. PlayStation only costs you $180 a year for the highest tier. It's like $160 to $180 a year that you're paying yearly to have access to a whole host of games, really a lot more cheaper than Xbox, and you will have a lot more. You'll thank me later for it. If you're a PC player, dump Xbox. $360 a year. $360 a year is not worth it, and even then, it's like, I'm not gonna sit here and spend $360 a year when that $360 a year can take and feed my family first off, but I can buy, you know, $360 a year. That $360 is like 3-4, and there's $70 a game, right? 7, 14, 20, 128. That's gonna give you 5 games at $70 you can buy at $70, and you're not gonna be able to play every game. If you're going to plan on buying the Ultimate Edition because you have Fortnite Crew, and you're paying Fortnite Crew and you want to ditch the Fortnite Crew you're already paying for and unsubscribe from it, it's not even worth, like, I would just play the Fortnite Crew and just get off syncing Xbox. Like, to be honest, like, I'm not even playing on Windows anymore. I have not played on a Windows computer for a while, because I've gotten off the train of Windows, like, as much as I can. Like, right now, I can't, as soon as I can get a compliant graphics card as soon as I can get a compliant graphics card, I'm going to get off of Windows. I literally just want to get off of Windows entirely, because of Windows recall. And this is the one thing where, I'm going to Linux. Yay, I can run on Linux, and I'm using bazzite. Like, seriously, like, Windows is like, I don't want to, like, I'm always somebody that advocates for Windows and advocating for it. Like, I am somebody that you need to really, like, just jump. Don't wait. Don't wait, because there's a whole bunch of distros, and if you are somebody that's illiterate, what you can do is just wipe the drive and reinstall it. Don't just like, you can reinstall the bazzite distro without having to worry on a lot of things. You can do a lot of things that you wouldn't be able to seriously be able to do just jumping. Like right now I'm sitting here playing a trucking game. Now if you're somebody that's going to be playing a lot of AAA titles, a lot of multiplayer games like Call of Duty, you're not gonna be able to do anything. If you're still somebody that plays Microsoft games and still wants to have like Forza Horizon 5, wants to be able to play Halo, you'll be able to play here on this. You can always use SteamDB, use everything that you can, use what you got, you know. I will tell you, it's like, why did I move over? It was because of Xbox. It's like the $30, like, if the $30 price, if I was paying for Xbox, I probably wouldn't, but for $30 a month, why would I want to go and buy a thing where, that $30, cut that $30 and pay $15 for premium, and then you can save your money. You don't, like, if you're somebody that doesn't have a lot of time to play games, don't go and buy Xbox Premium. If you are somebody that just plays online games here and there, you play Call of Duty, you play a handful of titles, that's different. $10 a month, $15 a month is better than paying $30. This is why piracy is going to come back. Is because of the greediness, if it was $10, $15 a month for it, I would say great proposition, great way to jump in, get a whole host of games, being able to play it. But $30 a month, right now, basically what you're getting of that service is not the ability to own those games. You will be able to have more owning ability when, let's say, that game gets cut off on the Call of Duty. Let's say you get that thing cut off on the a game that you really like that's gone now and you can't play it. You have to go and buy that game now, and you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't be having to pay $30 a month just for one stinking game. Okay, just go out and buy out that game. Don't just cancel. Like, a lot of people are canceling their subscription for it. And so, I just want you guys to understand that you don't need to spend a lot on your video games. Like, if you're already a PC gamer, you don't need to go out and do that. You don't need to go out and spend thousands of dollars on these games, because you got a whole Steam library. You have Steam, you have Epic Games, you have a lot of these things, and you're already receiving free games off of the Epic Game Store. You already are receiving those games for free. You might as well just get those games for free. Go play Fortnite every now and then. PlayStation. You don't need to go out and buy the proposition of buying an Xbox. Like, if you are somebody that's on a gaming computer and you are playing on a 1080 or playing on a lower end computer hardware, you need to think about upgrading. If you are somebody trying to upgrade from a lower end to a 460, If you're in the still in the 10,000 graphics card, like you need to upgrade to a 5060. If you are somebody that is doing that, you should probably, even if you're on old Intel, you should upgrade to find ways to do things. Personally, what I would do on my end is personally just make sure that I will tell you, I'm running on a 6700 XT. I'm running on this. I'm probably going to need to get an upgrade at some point for it. But for now, I don't usually, this computer doesn't run a lot of those games that require a lot of things. Like, I'm on last gen, I am on Zen 4 AMD, and thanks Derhas 040 for liking the live. Thank you. You know, the more that you guys do hit that like, if you guys are enjoying, of course. But the last thing I do want to say on this is that, you know, think about when you built your PC. Like, if you built your computer and you have built a computer and you're sitting on 2015 hardware, you probably should be upgraded by now. If you're sitting on a 2015 hardware, you should probably be sitting on modern hardware by now. Go AMD, don't go Intel. Go full AMD if you're gonna run Linux. Personally, you can go with NVIDIA too, but personally, AMD might be a little bit better for you than going with Intel, or not NVIDIA, just because they got more support for it. But that doesn't mean that you can't run NVIDIA. I ran a bazzite on this computer. I can run it. It's just I would prefer a full AMD system, because I'm gonna be this lady that's gonna be diehard AMD. I'm not gonna stop. And if you are looking at something and saying that AMD CPUs are bad, like, they're not. Like, if you've been somebody that's there, I'm sitting here running on AMD, no issues, no problems. Like, you can do a lot with computers with AMD now. AMD used to kind of be one of those. They were the crappy computer parts. Intel was the better computer. Now today, they're kind of, AMD's beating Intel in some cases. Intel's beating AMD. It's kind of like they're neck and neck right now. I would still look down in my description on the PC parts that I do have that I run, and I run it well. I want to get this computer changed, and if I do, I'm probably going to upgrade to a framework laptop instead of, if I do, when I get the job and get the funds and get the money, I will change this to a framework laptop to actually have more versatility and more choice in a lot of my things. But anyways, guys, I'm going to see you guys later. We will get back to this probably tomorrow. But anyway, we will catch you guys later. Make sure you guys are followed here on Trovo. Make sure you guys are followed on the TikTok as well. They're both free to follow, to do so. No need. If you're on YouTube and you are a subscriber, or want to become a subscriber, it's free to do so as well. You guys can also be a free subscriber on, can't be a free subscriber though on Trovo though. You will have to pay a little bit. So it's not much. It's like $2 a month, but you know. Anyway, we will, with that subscription, you get to watch past live streams and get cute cat emotes. So anyway, we will catch you guys